Welcome back to the XC Tech Garage. We're just about to the end of 2020 here. It's just after Christmas. Spending a little time in the shop again this week and this weekend, enjoying some time out of the weather. It's a little cold here, a little windy, a little rainy. Perfect time to get vehicles in, get them cleaned up, get them worked on. Just a few short weeks ago, actually worked with Byron from Nussbaum, who came in, and him and I did the install, or the unboxing and the installation of the Sprinter 7 portable lift, which you see here. I've actually done it into a semi-portable style as well. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a future video where we'll show the actual installation. Did some really cool things so that this lift is still portable. In just a few minutes can actually unbolt the lift and move it and not have studs and wedge nuts and other things sticking out of the floor, so it is a flush floor in the process. So be talking about some of the hardware that we use there. Hopefully something that we can, that probably through one of the community partners out there, that they'll offer that product. So another one I wanted to highlight, when we got the lift, got a set of their ramps, their low profile ramps. Didn't need it for my truck. Didn't need it for some of the other vehicles that I've got. Almost all standard vehicles fit on there. But when you get into low profile vehicles, ironically, you can run into some issues. And for this vehicle, really, this is my Volt. It's 2014 Chevy Volt. What I have on this vehicle is, ironically, it's just about as low as a Porsche, as an Audi, and a lot of your other low profile sports performance cars. Wouldn't call it quite a sports performance car, but this one's actually really low because of aerodynamics in order to get better overall mileage out of the electric vehicle. So as part of that, when I drove up on the Sprinter 7, which it's actually up a little bit right now, I've got the lift pads underneath it and have done that just to pre-position it for this video. But the lift is about 4 inches high, and it's got, you know, fairly short ramps that progress up to it. On my vehicle, it'll just lightly catch that rubber air dam underneath there. Again, doesn't hurt it, the car, when you catch parking blocks, and others does the same thing. But I really didn't want that, and I thought, hey, I'm going to be doing more and more as we get some of my other vehicles and other cool things in here. I want to be able to handle and deal with those. So took an opportunity to look around, see what I could find. To be honest, didn't find here in the U.S. anything that really I thought was interesting, and stumbled onto a company over in Germany, Bock. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Hopefully Alexander will get with me if it's not, but got a chance to work with them. They actually got a brand new product now that is available in Europe, and working on maybe an avenue here in the United States that these can be available as well. So they actually make a lot of different lift products. In this case, they actually made a product that's very specific to scissor lifts and some of your mid-rise and low-rise lifts, along with also will fit some of the full-rise scissor lifts. And what I wanted is, I wanted still to have that semi-portable, but unfortunately bolting down those front stands is going to be something that's actually very permanent, and it takes a lot longer to unbolt all 4 of those from all 4 corners and to simply unbolt the Sprinter 7 the way that I have it today. So I wanted something that was portable. Secondly, tried a couple different options here. Company here out of the US that folks probably know real well, Race Ramp. They do build some really nice products from what I've seen historically. I tried a couple different versions of some stuff that they had, and unfortunately, just because of the type of material it's made out of, it just wasn't going to work. In fact, got one of those in and it was damaged prior to, and was advised, you know, really shouldn't use it. So again, I think they've got a good product, but for what I was looking for, didn't work. Number 2, it's also really light, and so again, maybe good for trailers, but something I wanted down where I can leave these semi-permanent on the floor and be able to move them really easily, or be able to move them easy enough. So I'm going to lift this up here in just a minute and show you, but what's here is actually from Bock. They're out of Germany. We'll be working to, again, with a partner here in the United States to try to get those available for folks to buy. I think that's going to be really, really cool. Again, love that I can pull in, go right on the top of these. These are actually made out of recycled rubber. So I've had a couple folks look at them, send them some pictures, and they said, look, I've tried the race ramps. I don't want to do that. They move and they shift. They're still too light for certain applications. I just, you know, they're good for kind of the one-time or specialty use, but if we're talking about in a shop environment, I don't want something that's going to be scooting and, you know, scuffing around on the ground, or maybe a more commercial style. So these are actually commercial intended. These are heavy duty recycled rubber. And again, I'll try to get with Alexander and put some further data about them, but literally just got these in. They just came in the United States. I think I got probably the first set that's come here. And so pretty excited about these so far. Ability to drive the vehicle in, they stay where they're supposed to be. They probably weigh about 50, 60 pounds a piece for rubber. So again, they don't move around at all. They stick really well to the floor. My floor in here is all finished. It's not a polished finish, but it's a semi-polished. It's got a sealer, an embedded sealer on it. So this is this isn't quite a polished slick floor because I wanted, when we wash in here and when we get soaps and other stuff, still wanted tack down on the floor so you're not slipping and sliding like an ice rink. But you know, I also didn't want my other products slipping and sliding as well. And these guys stay put. Pulled in here, wet vehicles, dirty vehicles. You know, this one I got a chance to at least clean the floor off a little bit, but you know, had this covered in snow and ice, pulled in on top, no slipping and sliding. So very similar to the ramps on the Nussbaum, just not a lot of slip that's going on. In fact, no slip at all. So I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to raise this up. I'm going to lift one of these guys up so you can actually see what it's about. So already did a pre-check on the lift, made sure all the blocks are in the right place. Everything's good to go. So we'll get the lift up out of the way. Won't take it all the way up, just enough so that you can actually see. The nice thing is this vehicle has actually been sitting on here for about 3 days. As you can see, you know, no impressions on the ramp. They're unlike what race ramps and some of the others are, where you might run into the risk that they're going to have a little impression in them, which will come back after a while. They'll rebound a little bit, but they're foam inside. So again, great at what they do, but they're not really intended for a, you know, what I'll call a commercial garage. So here are the BÖCKs. That's a pretty heavy duty guy. Haven't worked out in a few weeks, but that is a heavy duty rubber ramp that's down there. And as you can tell, pretty awesome the way they work. And so you can position those down, as you can see here. You know, my big old butt, they don't move around. They stay put where they're at. So pretty awesome the way they got these set up. So make sure I get this back in somewhat of the position. So gotta try to get it moved around there. So pretty excited about these. We're gonna test them, play around with them, try to put some other vehicles on them. I've tried a few others, my truck and others, just intentionally to drive on top of them. My F250, which weighs just at 7,000 pounds, just a little under, has actually been up on the Nussbaum lift. We've checked it. By the way, not condoning that, but based on some discussions I had, we felt comfortable about using that up on the Sprinter lift as well. So stay tuned for some more stuff coming up. Very excited about hopefully what goes on with Bock, sorry. I got to make sure I get with him exactly how to pronounce that, but I'm excited to see what comes up with these guys. They've got a lot of other stuff in the works. They've got a lot of commercial products that they've had out for years, doing other scissor lift. They got adapters, they got Tesla plates, all kinds of stuff from a commercial perspective. You're starting to see a bit more of it here in the US after them being around so long, but excited to hopefully see them get a bigger presence here in the United States, and hopefully in collaboration with Nussbaum and some others, maybe some other friends and partners of the channel, we'll get a chance to bring more and more of their product in and let you guys all see it. So stay tuned for more.